Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story. Today I'm in the northern suburbs of Chicago and I'm with a good friend of the channel, Hank Bernbaum. Well, that means you're going to see a great Porsche, and this one is no exception. Hank, what year, make, and model is this one?
We have a 2024 911/992.1 ST.
And it's an anniversary car, the 60th anniversary. Take a look at this one. And as we come over here, Hank, come right alongside me. Tell me about the color on this. What do we have here?
So this color is called Azzurro Thetys Metallic. It's a paint to sample color. I was fortunate enough to have Porsche give me the allocation for paint to sample. The Azzurro Thetys Metallic originally was the launch color for the Lamborghini Aventador. And in that, Lamborghini is owned by Audi. Audi's a part of Volkswagen Group. Porsche was able to do cars in this color. Interestingly enough, when my car was in production, my representative with Porsche called me up to say that the factory wanted to cancel this color for this car.
Really?
And he pushed back on my behalf, and it turns out this is the last car that Porsche has done in this color. It's a very rare color.
It's a beautiful blue.
Yeah, it's Azzurro, as you know, means blue. So this color is a blue metallic with overtones of silver, and in different light the color takes on a different personality.
You can even see in the shadows how it does, and I like how the Porsche's, it's very distinct but yet faded. And almost,
right. That was my selection. A lot of people would have done that in black or a different color. I did it as subtly as I could.
Now tell me about these rims. These aren't normal rims.
So those are magnesium wheels. They're not an aluminum alloy mag. They're actually magnesium. So
massive rotors.
Yeah, massive brake rotors, carbon ceramic brakes. They often do the calipers in yellow. I opted to do them in black.
Yeah, much more subtle. Clearly bigger tires and rims in the back. Am I seeing that correctly?
Yeah, usually, I don't know the exact size. I'd have to look. This says 315/30 ZR21s. And the fronts, where does it say? 285.
Yeah, so
35 20s.
Yeah, so they are different.
The rear tires are bigger.
Yeah, because I was saying, and look at the bump in the back for those tires to stick out.
Yeah, slightly wider fenders.
Now, this is rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, so most 911s these days are four-wheel drive.
Yes.
And many of them are four-wheel steering. In this particular car, in order to save weight, this is one of the lightest 911s that Porsche has produced for quite some time. I think the 911R back in 2014 was also a super lightweight. This car only weighs 3,045 pounds.
Wow, that's super light.
But what they did is they eliminated the four-wheel drive system, the four-wheel steering system to save weight. They did quite a few other things. The glass is thinner. There is a single mass flywheel with a dual disc ceramic clutch, much like a Carrera GT. Oh geez.
Let me have you do a little of this. Tell them why it's ST.
Oh, that's an interesting story.
Yeah.
So, as some of your viewers will know, there have been different body style iterations of the Porsche 911, and the first style of body was called the F body. And in the days of the 60s and even into the early 70s, the F body came with all these letter designations for the different build spec. So there was a 911L, there was a 911T, there was a 911E, and a 911S. So the S was the hot car. It had the Weber carburetors, a slightly hotter engine design. The T was a super lightweight version of the 911. So much like in today's world, you have all these third-party companies that take Porsches and modify them. Companies like Singer and Gunther Works and so on and so forth. Roof does their own car.
Right.
Back in those days, that wasn't as prevalent. but Porsche had a relationship with a third-party company near the factory, and they sent them 911Ts, and they were hopped up to become 911STs.
And how many of those are there?
I'm told there's like something like a dozen of them that were ever built. And they race some of them, I'm sure. And they're very rare. Occasionally, if you go to the big concourse like Pebble Beach or Amelia Island, you'll come across a 911 ST. But the factory designation didn't start that way.
So that, folks, is a big deal. Can we open the frunk on this thing?
Sure.
We're gonna open the, is there actually even a trunk on, an engine?
No, you can't.
There's nothing there, is there?
Well, unless you're a mechanic with the, you know.
They take the whole back off or something like that.
You have to take the rear bumper off.
Yeah, so that's it in the front.
Yeah, pretty
You know,
simple.
You could see carbon fiber all through there.
Yeah, so the hood, the fenders, the doors, they're made out of a material called CFRP, which is carbon fiber reinforced plastic.
Okay.
And that's another way that they save weight.
Okay. And then let me just see, I got a tag over here. I don't know what it says, but you know me, I'm gonna check that tag. All right, so that's kind of it for the front here. All right, we'll close that.
Not a whole lot going on there.
And then they don't let you open the trunks or the engine bays anymore.
No, the only thing you can do.
Well, there's nothing here, right? I mean,
No.
does this actually open, or is this a wing? Is this a wing that folds up?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's nothing
and this
here.
is called a gurney flap, by the way.
Oh, okay.
When you see the reviews of these done by the various magazines, they let you know that's called a gurney flap.
May I open it?
Sure.
Oh, before I open it, what does that mean?
So, Porsche has a separate workshop called Sonderwunsch. It's been around since the early days.
Okay.
But it's where they, if you want to customize the build spec on your Porsche,
Yeah.
it can go to the Sonderwunsch workshop,
And that's where it gets done.
and it gets done. They call, so a lot of these options are under what they call a CXX build.
Yes.
So I did the Pepita seat inserts, which was a CXX option.
The houndstooth.
Yeah, that's another way of calling it.
Yeah.
Porsche calls it Pepita.
The pita.
Papita.
Papita. Thank you. So this Porsche is basically saying you just drive this. You don't have to worry about the engine components.
This car only comes as a 6-speed manual.
Oh, that's wonderful. So that
And-
means that the right amount of pedals. Go ahead.
And I opted this car with what's called the Heritage interior.
That really
so,
looks nice.
you know, this nice cognac leather. This is part of their Heritage build spec.
Yeah. That's really
Those are
nice.
sports bucket seats, which are carbon fiber.
Yeah, you fall into those. And when the doors open, look at that. Letting you know you're in something special. Smells great in here, Hank. Smells like wonderful leather. Outstanding. Well, Hank, I think we need to take it for a ride.
We can do that.
With Hank in the 2024 911 Porsche 911 ST. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And take a look at what happens in here. What's an auto blip?
So that just it rev matches when you downshift.
Oh, okay.
So here.
Let me show where we're driving. Your clock. Giddy up. What's the horsepower of this thing?
Yeah, it's got the GT3 RS engine,
boy.
515 horsepower.
Wow. And you said it's just over 3,000 pounds.
3,045 pounds is what it's rated at.
Wow. So it's as we just saw, it's a rocket.
Yeah,
It's a smile maker.
yeah, it is. and you know, in today's world where you have all these hybrid and electric vehicles,
Yeah.
horsepower has gotten very cheap, and performance, acceleration the rules have gotten changed. So by no means I mean, a Tesla would beat this car, frankly. But driving this car is a way more fun experience than driving a Tesla.
Yeah, somebody was telling me my Tesla will beat your Viper, and I said, that's fine. You ain't gonna get any attention in yours.
Alright, I'm trying to figure out where we can...
Just driving this anywhere is fun.
So, yeah, so the performance on this, I guess it has a top speed of about 187.
Wow.
And 0 to 60 is 3.7 seconds. And you're seeing cars today in the high 1 seconds area and low 2 second area. So, like I said, you know, off the line.
Well, it is what it is. It's not a 1,000 horsepower Corvette.
But, you know,
it's a fun driving stick shift, short throw, might I add.
Oh yeah, and actually this is a short geared transmission.
Yeah.
This car is an awful lot like the GT3 Touring, which is not an allocated car, but it's very similar. You know, you can get a GT3 Touring with a manual gearbox, and there's a lot of similarities. That said, there are things to the ST which separate this from the Touring. But both are very good cars, certainly. I mean, I wouldn't kick a GT3 Touring out of my garage.
How beautiful is this? And the sounds. No Tesla gonna sound like that.
No.
This thing is wonderful. We're trying not to bounce the camera off of Lou's face, or as a general rule. Go forward for a second. Hank, what a wonderful time. Wow. That was just about to bounce off my forehead too when you took off. Well, what a wonderful time, Hank. Thank you so much for sharing your car and all your Porsches. Thank you for educating me on Porsches. Thank you so much for being on my car story.
We can do it over and over, Lou.
Thank you.